up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with the few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us.
They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? You are tuned into the Drive-In Speaker Box podcast. It is Monday, March 2nd, 2026. I'm your host, Bo, the Boom Operator.
I am Slick Doggy the Grip.
And we are here again. For those of you that are just joining us, we've been here in the Twitch pre-show for a while. We live stream this every single Monday at 8 o'clock, but at 7:30. You can get in early on Twitch and chat with us. We've been talking about like vintage video games and all kinds of fun stuff over there. So don't forget to like and subscribe wherever it is you want to like and subscribe. We love Twitch, but you can find all of our links, all of our Discords, all of our stuff over at the driveinspeakerbox.com. So, we saw some movies today or this weekend. We're going to be talking about those later in the show. I went to the theater and saw Scream 7 as promised last week. We're going to be talking about that. And what did you check out this week?
I watched The Bluff on Prime because there weren't that many movies in the theater this week, and you were seeing the big one. So I watched the big Amazon Studios movie. So
we'll be talking about that later in the show as well. But before we get into all of that stuff, let's talk about some news. Let's talk about some stuff that happened over the week, because that's one of the reasons we're here, I guess, is for you guys to wait for us to sift through these news cycles and tell you what's interesting. What you got?
Well, let's start with the big one, the biggest one, because of big dollars.
The big dollars. Netflix.
Paramount wins.
Yeah.
So last week we talked about how Netflix had it in the bag. It was secured. They had announced Netflix had a contract. They won, and they were giving WB and Paramount a little time to settle things down, get their last little bit in before they broke it off clean, and that Netflix and WB could be together forever. Well, it turns out in that time, Paramount and WB rekindled the fire there, and Paramount offered $111 billion. $111 billion.
How do you even fathom that much money at a certain point?
Oh, geez. I think we were trying to figure it out because Netflix had offered like 30 or 40 something billion dollars in cash. And we're like, how does that work in cash? Well, the ante went up. Netflix last bid, I think, was $84 billion. And here comes Skydance Paramount with $111 billion.
Do they even have that much money? Like, where?
Yeah, the father of the CEO of Skydance Paramount is the third richest man on earth, who's worth more than $250 billion. So they have that in cash, in pocket change, so they can just do that. Now, the whole thing is the FCC going to allow it? Most likely. The Paramount CEO is big friends with the Orange Man, and that's how he made the Skydance Paramount merger work, and it's how he's going to make the Paramount WB merger work, especially because, as reported last week, he has the support of theaters globally.
This is true.
Because theaters wanted to keep the theater model going by keeping these movie studios at the movie theaters rather than Netflix come in and possibly change some things.
Push it all streaming.
Netflix may have used it as a way to be more in the theaters. We will never know, because $111 billion bid won Paramount WB. So we will see where it goes from here, but it looks like Paramount is the clear winner. Netflix CEO did some sort of thing where he conceded and was like, yeah, dude, we just give up. It's just...
Well, and also Vince over on Twitch posted in the comments, he said they are saying that Netflix is going to wait to pick up the pieces because they think it's going to crash and burn.
It may.
And it might. And it might need to be broken up into more chunks. And, who knows? Maybe Warner Brothers would make even more money selling it off for parts, because that's kind of how corporate acquisitions work anyway. They buy it up, sell it for scrap.
How do you make more money than $111 billion?
Well, you take what was $111 billion, and you sell each piece for like $25 billion until you got like 9 pieces, and then
I guess Merle on Twitch points out that good for movies but bad for CNN. Yeah, man. Definitely bad for a network like CNN, but
it just reminds me of, was it The Simpsons, where it was James Earl Jones' Ghost in the Sky? He was going through all the things that he said and goes, "This is CNN." And anyway, James Earl Jones.
I mean, if it happens, ultimately there'll just be two forms of entertainment. You'll have Paramount and Disney, and that's it. That's all you'll have, because they'll have everything. I wonder what that means, though, because if Paramount obtains WB, that means that they have DC, and with the owner of Star Trek also owning DC, how does the Star Trek Marvel crossover work from there?
Then it's just going to be one big. It's
just
all
one big thing.
This is all just turning into one megacorp.
Yep.
That's probably what's going to happen. Every bit of dystopian science fiction has predicted this, to where all media and all everything is just the corporation, and we're getting closer and closer to dystopian futurism with every passing day.
Well, and talking about WB, talking about WB stuff, Zack Snyder was recently in an interview, and I guess he and the people that liked it have never given up on the WB DC Snyderverse. He said
good
that
on them.
They talk about the sequels to the Snyderverse quite a bit. So DC continuing to fracture even more after its attempt to all be under one umbrella, because James Gunn was probably not a fantastic pick to make something like that work.
Agreed.
Because he is just J.K. Rowling with a beard, where if someone says something on Twitter, he just automatically has some knee-jerk response to it, something stupid to say. Didn't he get in trouble for saying something dumb on Twitter already?
Oh, I mean, who hasn't?
Yeah. So, man, with Paramount potentially owning WB, and with WB continuing to not know what the hell they're doing with DC, who knows where that's all going. Maybe you will get another Snyderverse movie. You get more than one Justice League movie and another Superman movie and all that. So who's to say? Oh, man, that's something too. Hey, talking about Superman in the Snyderverse, the Henry Cavill at Amazon thing, I meant to research if this was true, but a lot of people have been posting that he said, go home and read the lore before you come in and talk to me. And a lot of people are like, I can't believe that he would make people that are responsible for writing content about this property learn about the property before they come in and start writing about it. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. I hope that that's true. I hope that Henry Cavill, instead of working long nights and staying for hours after everyone leaves to correct all of their mistakes, has them going home and learning about the thing that they're writing about, instead of Googling it for 5 seconds and then trying to put their own twist on it.
Listening to ChatGPT's AI summary and going, this is what it is.
100%. I hope that he's telling people, go home and learn a little something about the thing that you are responsible for, because there are people at home that this is their world. This is what they care about. Don't mess with it. You know,
like Mark Landry's comments on YouTube says the comic book villains are buying up all the comic book movie studios. Guys who own islands aren't to be trusted.
That's really funny. Maybe they saw all that stuff and they were like, yeah, I'll show them. And they're buying it all to change the narrative, to make it where the superheroes, like the people, the good guys, are the ones that are the rich people with their islands being super buttholes to everybody.
Vince over on Twitch asks, he goes, are you guys going to talk about Jim Carrey sending a makeup artist to impersonate him at an award show? That's still not been confirmed. You know, I've been reading all of these different, I guess 7 hours ago, hang on, I'm seeing a news that says Jim Carrey finally addresses the clone claims after unrecognizable facial appearance at the Caesar Awards. Let's see, it says Jim Carrey responds by saying, where was it? From the outset, he was extremely touched by the Academy. 8 months of ongoing, like, come on, I hate these articles. Left stunned. Drag queen complicates issues amidst claimed that a drag queen says that he did this. I mean, I stopped paying attention. This
Alex Stone as Jim Carrey. Yeah,
but this is not confirmed, right? It was just a post on Instagram that said this was this. It says the post, which appeared to be AI generated. So,
can I tell y'all something? I don't care about Jim Carrey. Is that bad? I liked Ace Ventura. I like The Mask. But I'm just not. I don't care enough about celebrity to.
So yeah,
care.
I don't think this is been confirmed or denied at all. So, yeah.
I never liked him on In Living Color. I liked David Alan Grier.
David Alan Grier was awesome.
He was the best.
Dina says it was Jim Carrey. He's had bad cosmetic surgery. He got a brow lift and not an upper eye lift. This is non-news. Dina says what is news is that Bruce Campbell has cancer, treatable, not curable. That I did hear about that. That is a bummer. I mean, this wouldn't be the first actor in a series of a million actors that have had really bad facial cosmetic surgery.
Well, that's crazy that Jim Carrey, who's known for his facial expressions and ability to move his face, would opt to get some sort of facial surgery.
Well,
why mess with the thing that you're known for and that makes you?
Because getting old and crazy is weird, man. You never.
Yeah, Mark, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like Jim Carrey doing weird things with his face. That was his whole bit on In Living Color, was that he could change his face around and things like that. So.
But yeah, I mean, now he's starting to look like what's his name from The Wrestler,
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah,
I don't know. Leave your faces alone, people. I mean, like just age, just let it happen. It happens to all of us. Whatever. But how about Scary Movie 6?
Hey, I saw the trailer for that.
I did too. And it's very R rated. Very. Their whole advertising campaign was like, fuck woke, like we're pulling all the gloves off, we're saying the N-word, we're saying the F-word,
it's kind of been that way from the beginning, because I remember when the very first Scary Movie was in the theater, we went to watch it, and the guy at the ticket office was like, hey, just so you're aware, going into this, it's R-rated, there's naked penis in this movie, okay? I just need you to know that there's penis in the raw on screen. And it was like, okay, dude, can we buy the ticket? Like, we're trying to watch this funny movie.
Raw penis.
Yeah. So he was real worked up about it. But that was back when in the world where you were like, that was an abnormality. And then you go and you watch something like Bruno, and there's like a 30-second slow-mo scene of like dingus on the screen. Yeah. So what I'm saying is the very first Scary Movie was like that from the whole get-go. So
hang on,
I think they got softer as they went further. Like they weren't as offensive or R-rated. Like it got easier for audiences. Jeez, we are terrible. It got easier for audiences to a mass audience to watch them, and they got less funny for it.
That's true. Yeah. Well, they didn't have a lot of content. I think now a new Scream movie is more appropriate than ever, because they've had a lot more new horror movie tropes to start parodying.
Yeah.
And so that'd be kind of fun. But speaking of horror movie parodies, like Scream 7, I'm trying not to like just jump into my review of Scream 7, but there are some stuff I want to address. But is there any more news?
Yes. This past week, we had both the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball and the 2nd anniversary of Toriyama's passing. So I got my Dragon Ball, rip to Akira Toriyama. Fackham Hall will be making its way to streaming this week.
Okay.
I can finally finish the last
finally
3 to
end,
5
yeah.
minutes of that movie. Because if you guys remember, I got all the way to the very end of the movie and was kicked out because the theater was flooding with poo-poo water, and they wouldn't let us finish the movie. And then the last bit here is that another trailer came out in addition to the Scary Movie trailer. The Mortal Kombat 2 second trailer came out, and we got to see more of what's going on with Mortal Kombat. And I hate everything about it.
Yeah.
I'm
too.
so glad that we're not seeing that dumb, only movie, stupid character it followed in the first one, and that we're only really seeing established Mortal Kombat characters.
But still.
The whole thing of having like the Liu Kang versus Kung Lao, so I'm sure that it's going to be his NetherRealm Shadow version. The Kitana origin, like, I don't care. I don't need to see all that. It's not going to make Shao Kahn that much more of a bad guy. Plus, they have Sindel in it. I'm sure that Smoke's going to be there. That can be cool because we got Kitana, Jade, the origin of Kitana, and Sindel.
And Baraka.
Well, yeah, I was getting to that. So if Smoke shows up, that will be cool. But yeah, the Baraka thing looks so dumb.
It looks bad.
Johnny Cage being like the chosen one, but not having his like protectors of Earth, like green powers. Man,
It's just going to be the ball punch a lot.
I hope they don't save it for the very end of the movie. I hope that he's full on Johnny Cage, but it doesn't look like it.
No, it'll be the last of the movie.
I do like the idea that Johnny Cage is the main character, but I do hate the idea that they keep sidelining Liu Kang, though he does have his super cool like dragon fire attack they show in the movie. But then Noob Saibot, man, like, what's the deal with all of it? There's so much Mortal Kombat lore and in the games, and for them to jump all the way to stories and things that they did in like the most recent games, and this is something I hate about comic book movie adaptations too, is that they're like, this is a property that's been around for 90 years or 60 years, and we could take any story from this beloved stories, things that shaped the way that stories are told by modern media. Screw that. We're doing the thing that happened the last 6 months, and it's stupid.
Because that's the one the audiences want right now.
Yeah, it's so stupid, and it takes so much away from all these characters, and that looks exactly like what Mortal Kombat's doing here, is that they're baiting you with like, hey, check it out, Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage is pretty cool. It's Carl Urban. People like Carl Urban, except for when I talk to you about the Bluff in a minute. And it's like,
it's the guy from The Boys. You like The Boys?
It's like a thing. But then they show all of this stuff that's like, it took the lore and fans so long to get there, and they're just going to throw it at you.
It'd be funny if in this new Mortal Kombat movie they had like Darth Vader and the Joker and RoboCop, like all the dumbass
the DLC characters
are coming in there too.
Conan the Barbarian and Terminator.
That's like about what it's
Predator,
turning into. You know?
Jason.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
they probably make all the money if like they're like, in the new Mortal Kombat 2, like, guess what? Jason Voorhees shows up versus Darth Maul.
So, while there was some hope that it might be good, this trailer is just showing me that they're going to just throw characters out there. And they also show that Raiden is just getting ruined by Shang Tsung. And
well, it's because Raiden is no longer played by Christopher Lambert.
Well, he wasn't in the second movie either.
No, that's why it all turned to shit. Because we lost Lambert Raiden going.
Lambert. The first Mortal Kombat movie was so good. Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa. You had Christopher Lambert. You got that dude that played Liu Kang that was so cool.
And that hot babe that played Sonya.
Yeah, the lady from Billy Madison. Mm-hmm. And then Johnny Cage was super rad in it. Goro was there. And he didn't go out to some no-name dude like a punk.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero that didn't take their fucking masks off.
Right. Well, Scorpion did.
Yeah, but then he was a skull.
Yeah, he was a skull, like
not
the game.
Like Hiroyuki Sanada. And
just being him.
Yeah, which is awesome, but still.
Yeah. So anyhow, all my hopes for it were dashed. Especially, I'm gonna start out here. I like Carl Urban, but he's definitely doing that thing where he's just not really trying to hide that accent so much anymore. Because I'm like, I didn't know that Johnny Cage was a Kiwi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Johnny Cage, famous American actor.
Yeah. Actor. Yeah. So, anyhow, that's out there.
You
can,
bloody gits! I'm gonna kick your ass.
yeah, you can watch it if you're a Mortal Kombat super fan like me, or even more so like our former producer guy that used to be here with us.
He was a big Mortal Kombat
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. I think that you'll see a lot of what I'm talking about, especially when it lit up how many wins they need to have in the sky. Like there's like 5 blue and 5 red, and it's like it's going to do a countdown, and it's just it's dumb.
They just need to take the whole franchise and finish it.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, it kind of previewed that Jade is going to whoop on Jax. And it's like, dude, you can't build up Jax to be Jax and be so cool just to have him get thumped by like some handmaiden with a stick. But anyhow, they didn't show Melina. I'm sure Melina's going to be there.
Of course, she's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, you got Katana and Jade. You have to have Melina.
But Mark Landry on YouTube asks if we saw the Olympic figure skater couple who did the Mortal Kombat routine. It was pretty sick. I did not, but now I'm going to have to watch that tonight.
I have zero interest in watching any
Olympics?
Winter Olympics.
Oh, come on now.
Winter,
Figure skating's dope.
Dude, judged sports should not be in the Olympics. And this
I don't watch them to see who's going to win. I just want to watch someone do a triple axel like Mortal Kombat skin in a ring.
I
that
get it, dude.
Fun.
Gymnastics and stuff are super rad, but
I don't care who wins. I just want to see them flip around.
a judged sport is garbage. There should be a clear winner and loser, and a panel of people being like, I like this one the best because no. And no matter how many points you say they grade it by, it's stupid.
It's true. They need they need objectives.
Yeah, and almost every single sport except for racing in Winter Olympics is a judged sport. Like the ski long jump thing where they go off that deal and like fly Eddie the Eagle, or like luge or skeleton. Real sports. Those are awesome. I like them. Hockey, that's cool. But a judged sport, dude, there's no chance you're gonna get me to sit there.
You
and
know, like slide around flip action.
Dude, I think it's cool. Blades of Glory is an awesome movie. I love Blades of Glory, but judge sports are dumb.
I mean, I agree. I think all sports are dumb. I'm gonna just go out and say that.
That's completely fair.
But I do like watching a dude go down a luge like at 1,000 miles an hour.
But that's what I'm saying, because if he's the dude that goes 1,000 miles an hour and the next dude goes 1,001, you're like, well, that guy went 1,001. He's clearly the best one.
This one goes to 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. But anyway, all right. Well, let's talk about what's coming out in theaters this weekend, because we got movies that are coming out this weekend, as they do every single weekend. And we got to talk about movies here. The one that I'll probably see this week is not Hoppers, which that is coming out this weekend. Everybody's hoping that this is going to Mark, I can't. I'm sorry. This. I have to address this comment because it's Olympics related. Mark Lander on YouTube said skiing with a gun is pretty cool. I forget that that's an event.
That's a legit competition, because also they have to march uphill on their skis. Like, go them.
Winter Olympics is insane. Anyway, Hoppers coming out from Pixar. People are asking, is this going to be the savior of original IPs for Disney and Pixar? You know, because I think everybody's thinking everything now has to be a sequel or a previously existing franchise. But how do you think franchises are created with new and unique properties? I don't know. I'm not excited about this because it's animals talking.
Is it new and unique, or
no, it's not.
Is it just Boss Baby with some fur on it?
Yeah. It's
and Boss Baby's just Look Who's Talking Now with a corporation
with a suit on it,
which was Baby Geniuses. It's Baby Geniuses with a beaver tail stuck to it.
It is Baby Geniuses with a yep. That's exactly right.
It's cats versus dogs and Baby Geniuses combo.
Yeah, and Al Topich on Twitch says, but the plot to Hoppers is basically Avatar.
Yeah, right.
Nothing is new now.
That's true.
Absolutely nothing is new. And okay. Yeah, I mean, it is Avatar. It's
100%.
Avatar,
You're
Baby
right.
Geniuses. Pixar and Disney and CGI animals, like, I am so over that as a genre. CGI animals, you guys know this. You guys all know this. It's. I have said this for so many years that it is now a drive-in speaker box trope, how much I hate CGI animals speaking. You know, as Vince just says on Twitch, wild thought, what if everything wasn't a franchise?
Dude, I'm writing it down because I'm going to bring it up here in just a minute about something because, yeah, things don't need to be.
No. In fact, they were better when they weren't. But coming out in theaters this week that I'll probably go see, The Bride, which is the new Frankenstein. There's a lot of Frankenstein happening right now, probably because IP is in public domain. But we've got Jake Gyllenhaal, Christian Bale, Jesse Buckley. It's
directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Directed and written by Maggie Gyllenhaal. It looks visually interesting. It's got Peter Sarsgaard. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal, Jesse Buckley, Christian Bale, Annette Bening, Penelope Cruz. It's got quite a cast. John Magaro's in this.
No, I'll tell you, I was kind of like, this will be the movie that I want to watch. Like, this is something, and then I've watched more and more and longer trailers for it, and I'm like, oh, they kind of just went really hard on the Bonnie and Clyde and made sure that you know that Bonnie's the better one. And man, I feel like I'm going to go and it's going to just be like, do you get what we're trying to tell you the whole time?
Well, like
and
Sexy Ugly is in right now, or Ugly Sexy, however you want to. It's like we're beautiful monsters, which is very, very in vogue right now. Which I it's a thing.
The trailer having all of the women in the city paint their face to look like the dead blood on the bride to show their solidarity or whatever. Just totally, I was like, man, I wanted to watch that movie until this trailer.
1930s Chicago, like Flappa, it's really in right now.
That was 20s.
Well, I know, but it was post like Prohibition, right after there was carryover, kind of like 1992 is still basically the 80s. I think that I'm gonna go see this. I like Maggie Gyllenhaal. I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I like Christian Bale. I like Jesse Buckley. I think visually it looks a lot of fun. I'm curious to see what they do with it. Do I think it's going to be a cinema? Probably not. But I think a lot of people are going to go, oh my God, this is. I think a lot of people are going to have their whole personality shaped by this movie.
It's going to be Joker all over.
Possibly.
It looks exactly like. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, it's the entire Batman Begins people, but now they're Joker, because Christian Bale's Frankenstein is just like Joker.
As Dina just says on Twitch, the Halloween costumes this year. In fact, if this gets more people to dress like damn Frankenstein for Halloween, I'm here for it. Can we bring monsters back to Halloween? Please, dear God, can we make Halloween scary again, where people would dress up like something that has some blood on it or something that's a monster, not like I'm a joke from a meme, the costume, or my ass is out, the costume.
Hey, guy, don't tell people not to do that. All right, just let's let people have
We
their
can
fun.
do both. Anyway,
I'm a monster with my ass out.
Yes, please. I'm pretty sure that's the whole concept of this movie is I'm a monster with my ass out. Let's see. There's a movie called Heal that's coming out. Probably not in very big release, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. The Protector, or just Protector, not The Protector. I've seen this trailer a bunch of times. It looks so bad. I don't know how this is getting a theatrical release, but only probably because it's Mia Jovovich with a set of skills.
It's that movie with what's her name? Oh, geez.
It's Mia Jovovich as an angry mom going and killing people with us. She's got a set of skills.
What's that?
Like, I'm too old to be doing this, but I'm doing this.
What's that revenge movie? What's the actress? She was a kid and someone like stalked her, and I don't know. She has like no eyebrows now. Jodie Foster. What's that one movie that's exactly this, but with Jodie Foster, which was just Death Wish, but with Jodie Foster.
Let's ask Google. The Brave one?
Yeah, it's just that. It looks and sounds exactly like that.
It says Jodie Foster starred in the 2007 psychological thriller The Brave One, often described as a female-driven neo-noir, reimagining the 1974 Charles Bronson vigilante film Death Wish.
Yeah, because she would walk around and she
Oh,
would...
that was a Neil Jordan movie.
She was like,
okay.
"Oh, don't attack me. I'm helpless. Gotcha, sucker." And they'd be like, "Oh, no." And she's like, "Crime's dead, and so are you."
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Neil Jordan. Man, Neil Jordan, what a fall from grace, this guy. Like, started out so strong. Company of Wolves, Interview with a Vampire, Crying Game, some really good movies. And then just, what has he done? What have you done for me lately? Neil Jordan, ooh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, okay. Protector's coming out. It looks like crap. What else is coming out? Young Blood, which is coming out this week. It's more ice hockey, which... You know, it again, it's saying it's coming out in theaters, but it looks like indie garbage. It's about a Detroit hockey prodigy, Dane Youngblood, joining the Hamilton Mustangs, where his pride and prowess are tested. It's you're never gonna get another Mighty Ducks. So,
Keenan was spotted at some NHL game holding a Mighty Ducks 4 script. So we are going to get another Mighty Ducks. But what you're saying is you're not going to get the success again of the original Mighty Ducks.
Of a kids hockey. Like
or D2, which was sick.
Yeah, D2 was pretty sick.
Because that's when you got Knuckle Puck and you got Cowboy Kid and Julie the Cat and the Bash Brothers came together. Dude, D2 rules.
I don't remember that much about D2.
I sure do because it was
I
awesome.
can see that. Like
That's where the flying V.
I do remember the flying V formation.
Ducks fly together.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Oh man, Mighty Ducks 2 is awesome.
Yeah, I would say Mighty Ducks 2 is probably one of those movies where the sequel was stronger than the first one.
As strong as.
Okay, as strong as. Maybe not Back to the Future. Because Back to the Future, the sequel, I would say is better than the first one. Because it has everything from the first one and more. Because they go back to the high school, they redo the whole thing. You get your damn hands off more.
I've watched
You're my density.
I got a collector's
But then you
edition.
also get hoverboards. You get, where we're going. We don't need roads. You get.
That's at the end of the first one.
Yeah, but it's mostly the second one.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's tying into the second one. The second Back to the Future is the greatest.
You get old Biff talking trash to young Biff.
You get Gray Sports Almanac. You get an alternate 1985. You get more than one 1985.
Yeah,
you get timelines.
You get Orange Man Biff. Yeah.
Yeah. Saying Back to the Future 2 is better is a wild take. I'm telling you.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. This is a guy that likes Temple
of Doom is better. It's the best one.
No. Last
Empire
Crusade
Strikes
is the
Back
best one.
is the best one.
Empire Strikes Back is the best one, but that's inarguable.
Just like what I've been saying the whole time.
None of those were directed by Irvin Kershner. Not one of the ones we just talked about, except for Empire, was directed by Irvin Kershner.
Yeah, but they were Irvin Kershner-esque.
It would have been sick if D2 was directed by Irvin Kershner.
They just absolutely destroy all the competition.
Yeah, it'd be sick. Merle asks, is there a Cool Runnings reboot? No, God, no. Do not put that out into the universe. Don't ruin that. You got Dougie Doug. You got John Candy.
Dougie Doug
dude,
is irreplaceable.
Do not touch Cool Runnings because, dude, one for the rhythm, one for the rhyme, something, Cool Runnings time. Don't touch it.
Godfather 2 is also the best one.
Don't touch it.
Hot take, I'm not a big fan of the Godfather movies.
Might be.
I do respect them, appreciate them, and consider them masterpieces. They're not movies I like to watch more than once, but I will agree with Vince on Twitch as Godfather 2 is the best one. Back when a sequel meant something. Back when a sequel was like, we got to do it better. Not just we got to do more of it.
Y'all got to remember, in the times when Star Wars and Godfather would be made, sequels were a rarity. That was not a thing. People weren't like, hey, we're going to make another one. And studios weren't like, well, yeah, of course. Why would we not make another one? They had integrity, and they were like, well, I don't know. Is the story good? Because we have to have a reason to make a second one. Let's not just throw that crap out there because we kind of wrap things up in the first one. Let's leave it alone because I doubt audiences will want that crap.
Batman or Batman Returns?
Returns is the better of the two because
I think
Catwoman
so too.
is awesome.
It's more established.
Penguin has more memorable moments in it than everything in the first movie put together. Yeah,
I want to say Returns.
Batman
as well.
Returns is more epic.
Yep.
More
is.
memorable. Because what's the one scene you remember from original Batman? You remember Party Man. Party Man is
it's the scene in at the parade where isn't it where he's
cutting the balloons with the scissors on the front.
Yeah.
No, that's dumb.
But
though.
like Party Man is where he goes, gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Yeah.
Lawrence, and he goes to the museum and he's doing
hits,
all the
Party Man.
Yeah. And Bob.
Party
Is that when he
Man.
kills Bob?
No, he kills Bob later.
Okay, I couldn't
Because
remember.
Bob is holding the boombox.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And he has the lighter that lights the candles. It goes whoosh and lights all 3 candles in the candelabra. Is that like in the
Doesn't
museum
his
scene?
like thing like?
That's acid. No, that's the acid thing.
That's what I'm saying. Batman is really good.
Batman
Batman Returns, man, because you got Christopher Walken as just some evil butthole guy, and you have Catwoman is so cool. Catwoman is so cool in Batman
Penguin
Returns.
is so cool.
Penguin's disgusting. You got Pee Wee Herman, the Penguins, dude. You feel
All the there's a lot better henchmen in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, the Penguin's henchmen are really. Yeah, it's definitely a tighter film. Vince over on Twitch says, I guess Leonardo DiCaprio has a no sequel clause in all of his contracts,
Awesome.
which is cool, man.
That's amazing.
That makes me like him even more.
Revenant was in the theater this past weekend, by the way, since we brought up Leo DiCaprio. So
it was in theaters?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, like an anniversary, like 10th anniversary showing or something, which I did not realize that movie had been out that long.
Woo, me either. Dang, dude. Well, okay. Well, let me. Since we're talking about movies in theaters, let's just get into the movie. Let's just get into the movies that I'm gonna be talking about. Let's get into Scream 7. So, man,
Also known as Scrum.
the Scrim. Wow. Okay, the Scream franchise. Good Lord. We're going back to 1996, right? Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette. We've got you've got Skeet Ulrich as the killer, along with his buddy Matt Lillard, who was also the kind of partner killer that gets a TV smashed on his head. Back in 1996, we had the sequel in 97, which also was pretty good, where it took all the happenings of part 1 and was like, oh, all of this fame, all of this whatever. They did since you've not watched it, what they do in Scream 2 is Sidney Prescott gets all of this attention. She doesn't want to do any media stuff. That's Courtney Cox is the hotshot reporter.
Mm-hmm.
She writes a book.
I've seen the clip where she gets bopped in the mouth.
Yes, a couple of times actually. But she writes this book, and then it later turns into a movie franchise in the world called Stab, and it's about the Ghostface Killer murders. And then that creates a whole fandom in the United States over the Stab killings, and it spirals on to several sequels. The last one took place in New York. It gets really hard. The first 4 films all had Sidney Prescott, Neve Campbell. And then we took a break with 5 and 6. Neve Campbell wasn't in it. It followed other people. And then this 7th one, Return of Neve Campbell, which I'm all totally here for. Neve Campbell is great in Scream 7. She pretty much carries the movie on her shoulders. Along with Matthew Lillard. Spoiler alert, Matthew Lillard's in it. It's not much of a spoiler because the reveal is pretty quick that it's Matthew Lillard that's involved. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to see this movie, because Matthew Lillard is a wholesome, lovable goof, and I love anything that
Did he
he's
not
in.
die at the end of the first one?
He did die. He got the TV dropped on his face.
But he had been like stabbed a couple times and everything too, hadn't he?
Yes, and in this movie, I'm trying not to spoil anything here, but Matthew Lillard is like comes out, but they're all like, "Is it really Matthew Lillard? Is this deep fake? Anybody can do anything with AI these days." But are they trying to, But it is. Matt Lillard is acting in this movie, and that is what I'm going to say is he is playing the role of his previous character. And this movie is so self-aware to the point where it does get a little exhausting. They make a whole bunch of references to previous movies. I mean, there's pictures of Tori, what's her name? She was in Scary Movie sucking off that ghost. And you remember in Scary Movie like 2 or 3 where she's getting just absolutely just tore up by a ghost. And dude, you know the scene, Tori Spelling, and it's like it's making fun of Ghostbusters a little bit, but like it's coming out of the back of her head. Yeah. This is not a family show, but then it like throws her up against the wall, and she's invisibly getting screwed all over the place. Anyway, she plays the role of a character in the Stab franchise, and so there's references to that. There's references to all the other movies, because the thing about Scream is it's always about horror movie fandom and people that love horror movies and love all this kind of stuff, and how crazy and obsessed people can get. It's very self-aware in that respect, but I feel like Scream 7 is running out of tricks to pull. So much of it is very nostalgia driven, to the point, of Nev Campbell coming back, which was, again, arguably one of the best parts of this movie. And there's some really fun kills. I mean, but the thing about the Scream franchise has always been the reveal of the murderer. Like, well, they Scooby-Doo it, and they're like, well, who is it this time? Mm-hmm. And I feel like this one is the weakest of all the reveals of the different Scream.
It's the orangutan, like in Jay and Silent Bob.
Basically. It's like, this didn't make any sense. Like, the motivation was lost, or very, very wafer thin, because so much of the Scream movies is people talking about, like, horror movie tropes. And they're like, oh, well, it's always the boyfriend. No, it's this and this. And, they're going through all the tropes trying to figure out who the murderer is. And this one, the murderer, it just like really has a very, very thin motivation for being the murderer. But, and they, as Mark Landry said on YouTube, they can't even do the Wes Craven cameos anymore because he's dead.
Is it like Steve from Idaho who just got obsessed with the book, so he decided to drive there and do it?
How did you know? No, but so I will say that the MacGuffin of this movie is pretty lackluster, but the journey is fun. There are some pretty fun kills. There's some pretty fun scenes. There are some great setups and horror movie tropes that they play with, because the Ghostface killer is actually, for being a parody of slasher films, became such an icon in his own right that he's great. The Ghostface killer is a cool slasher. And if you're paying attention, and if you've watched a lot of movies and you understand tropes, you can totally pick out who the killer is just by casting alone. And that also sets up the moment you see a person on screen and you're like, that was an interesting choice for that casting. And then you're like, that's probably a killer. And then you would be correct. So I will say that the reveal sucks, and it's a letdown, but my God, there's some fun kills. And it was a popcorny movie. If you like the Scream movies, you'll like this one. I promise you, because it's fun seeing Nev Campbell again. But if you're just going in for like, I want to see a scary movie and watch people get murdered and get something out of that experience, this movie is not for you. I heard some people say that they like it better than, like, of course, 4 and 5. I would say if you're going to watch them in some sort of order, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 5 and 6, go to 7, because you're still following the Nev Campbell storyline. But yeah, I mean,
so this one totally separate from the most recent 2?
Yes and no, because the last one happened in New York, and it was, let me give myself a refresher. It followed, who was it? After, let's see, 1 year after a professor is catfished and murdered by a student wearing a Ghostface costume, and it kind of follows some of the sisters to finish. It was just like Ghostface adjacent, and the Carpenter sisters, who were from the previous movie, like that were tertiarily related to more Woodsboro killings. It follows them to New York.
So it's doing the Annabelle thing.
Yeah.
Those are like the spin-off from a thing of a person that didn't matter and blah, blah.
Well, see, there was one of the movies, and I can't remember which one, was like haunted by the ghost of Skeet Ulrich, because that was like her father or something. And, or I don't, it just,
Now,
it gets kind of weird.
You said some people liked it. I have my friend that invited me to go watch this with him. When I asked him how it was, he said it was the worst movie he had ever seen.
Scream 7?
Yeah.
Has he watched any of the other Screams?
He's a huge horror fan.
Has he watched any of the Screams?
Yes.
Okay.
All of them.
Because some of the people that I've talked to that really, really love horror, I thought it was pretty good. So, I mean, I guess there is a taste for horror that, not all, like you don't like all horror, but you like certain creature features. I think certain movies and flavors of horror hit certain people. But as Vince just said on Twitch, he actually liked the last one more than he thought he would. So did I. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. And I actually surprisingly enjoyed 4 quite a bit. I'm trying to remember which one that Dewey died in, but I don't remember.
I think that was one of the last 2.
I think it was,
because I remember them being.
I think it was Scream 5 where Dewey died. I think so. Yeah, 5 is when he died, and I enjoyed 5. I enjoyed 5 a lot more than I actually think I really liked 5. But yeah, it's hard to follow all the Screams, but see it if you want, don't if you want. You're not. It's made a shitload of money because it's a horror franchise that's popular. But I mean, it's not one of these movies that you really just you need to see. It's fun for what it is. It's not good. It's not great. It's good. Well, no, it's good. It ain't great.
It's like you're.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's not great. It's a Scream movie.
It's a Scream movie.
It's a Scream movie. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make me mad. I'm like, yeah, it's the worst one ever. But it isn't like, hell yeah, it's the best one ever. It's like, yeah, it's a Scream movie. So anyway, you can see if you want. Let's talk about The Bluff.
Yeah. So I watched The Bluff, the new Amazon Studios movie released on Prime, starring Carl Urban and Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
And so I wanted to see this movie because I love buckle and swash, man.
So it's a movie set in the Caribbean,
and I'm a sucker for Caribbean movies.
At the end of the days of the pirate, because it's going into Civil War era. It's
late 1800s. Okay, mid
1800s. And so the golden age of the pirates done, and all this, and so you have this very incredibly diverse pirate crew from New Zealand in the Caribbean who is hunting the gold that belonged to the captain.
Long John Silver's gold?
Carl Urban, Captain Connor, because he marked all these gold bars, and no one who stole these bars or kept them.
So this is not based on any real piracy, not like,
absolutely not at all. It is because it's starring people from India living in a West Caribbean island where no one knows what accent they want to use, being hunted by New Zealand pirates. It doesn't make any sense because if you would happen to look up in history, none of those people were in the friggin' Caribbean.
Did you happen to watch the pirate show that's on Netflix right now? It's oh my gosh, I can't even think it.
No.
I talked about it. It's what was it, man? It's an Italian one.
I know what you.
Sandakan the pirate.
I have thought about watching that.
Sandakan is the Italian version of Sinbad.
Okay.
Right?
No, the trailer for the one, like 2-minute intro on that sitting on its icon was more interesting than the 2 hours of The Bluff.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. I was like, if you had seen Sandakan at all, I wanted to ask where this lines up because I actually liked Sandakan and I was like, oh, well.
The Bluff is just an excuse to make a gory, anachronistic bullcrap movie because it's just gore for the sake of gore. Every sword is the sharpest sword on the planet until it comes to a character that shouldn't die yet because of the story. And every gun is the most destructive weapon that there's ever been, including Carl Urban's 20-round black powder pistol. Because it's a black powder pistol, but it has a
20 rounds.
gigantic. Dude, look at the cylinder on it.
All right, I'm looking at
And
the
yeah,
picture.
and they're like, they have guns like we've never seen before, and he just fires it like
or
an
like
action.
anyone's ever seen before.
Like an action movie that they forgot to edit the reloads into. But so he's an evil pirate captain, and he comes across this merchant ship where their only goal is to kill these guys, and these guys happen to have his marked gold on it because everyone knows gold's the hardest metal on earth, and there's no way you could possibly unmark a gold bar.
Wait, that's not for real, right? Because gold is the softest metal. There you go. Okay,
yes.
all right, just making sure.
Because the whole point of the movie is that Priyanka, her character was rescued / kidnapped by these pirates from a slave ship, and then she was raised to be a pirate and became a captain herself. And so she's just the most destructive force on the face of the planet, known as Bloody Mary. And,
of course.
So she stole all of this marked gold, and has been hiding out. She started a family for herself with this Caribbean dude, and she never once thought that maybe changing the way the gold looked might be a good idea. She just decided to leave this dude's mark on it, which is how he ends up finding her and going to where she is, and he murders the entire island in front of everyone. But she's like, no, my handicapped child and my life is more important than the 300 free people on this island that I'm set to protect. And it's just gory, dumb violence that makes no sense for the entire runtime of the movie, including some unknown crocodilian species referred to as caimans, but larger than saltwater crocodiles, who are able to sever a man in half and fill the water in blood with a single bite. And all of these pirates are veiled ninjas. They all wear black veils over their faces so that stunt doubles can be used more than once.
And that you can kill them without increasing your R rating.
Exactly. And it's like, it makes no sense for these like pirates to choose to have their vision impaired. The CGI is really bad. The blood splatter, and even when they showed blood on the sand later, instead of having a guy go and like put blood on the sand and cost like $5, they paid someone to CGI the blood in a still shot that took place later when they came and looked at the blood. But man, it's so bad. And no matter how good Carl Urban tried to be in this movie, he can't save it. Tamuera Morrison, who
always plays a pretty good bad guy.
He always plays him. He's
just him.
The same thing in that Jason Momoa and Batista movie that I watched, where he's the bad guy. Yeah. He's just him. He's Jango Fett. He doesn't change, and he's fine. He works as being him, but come on, man. Pirate him is the same as Bounty Hunter him, which is the same as Hawaiian Governor him. None of it makes any sense. It's completely anachronistic. The action hero that Priyanka's supposed to be doesn't work at all. She's totally unbelievable because one moment she's overpowered by the lowest member on the crew and about to be hung and killed and have all of her bones broken, and the next minute she's the most bad person on the planet ever and you can't touch her. And then all the pirates are killing each other and not killing crocodiles and just getting waxed by her like they're nothing constantly. And he's like, these are the most bloody, ruthless killers on the face of the planet that we scoured the globe to find, and we can't afford to lose them just for your vengeance. We could afford to lose them for a couple of gold bars. Man, it's dumb. It was written, directed, and produced by this dude named Frank E. Flowers, who has not made a movie in over 20 years.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And it shows.
Wow.
It absolutely shows. And here's something where Vince said, what if everything wasn't a franchise? Guess what articles are out there right now? Carl Urban talks about his sequel chances. He gets killed at the end of the movie. That's not a spoiler.
They're talking about a sequel to this?
Yeah, it's not a spoiler at all because this movie is a one and done. And you can tell from the very beginning because Carl Urban shows up on the scene. He's the bad guy. Priyanka shows up on the scene. She's the good guy with a haunted past. And there's only one way for this movie to end. They're not going to let Carl Urban kill her. So it's a girl with a gun, and it's everything in it is very unearned, and the backstory is so dumb, and the characters don't matter. There's like one guy who matters, and they shoot him with a cannon. Yeah. The point blank shoot him with a cannon.
I love that shot. That's always a good pirate. Just point blank with a cannon.
There's two guys in this who would have been way better characters. There's like a priest or a pastor who used to be a pirate and now he's changed his ways, but he like lets himself die like an idiot. And that's not me being like, oh, he just let himself. No, he like voluntarily lets himself die to let her buy herself 2 seconds. And what she does is she goes back to the other side of the river where they can shoot 30 bullets at her. So this guy dies for nothing. And I'm sure that his soul was just like, oh, I hate this bitch. And then the other guy who was like the one protector of this island of people who have set up defenses and have guns. And they're like, we fought off the British Empire and earned our independence on this free island. And then not one of them chooses to fight. It's just absolutely the dumbest AI written slop with CGI that was designed by someone who just bought a Humble Bundle. And man, don't waste your time on it. Just don't. Even if you love Carl Urban, man,
I'm gonna watch it because it's Caribbean crap. But I will agree.
There's
with you.
zero pirate in this pirate movie except for at the very beginning, and it's just to show that pirates are bloody evil people.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
So.
Well, all right. Well, let's jump in. Let's finish up this show with the box office roundup. You guys know the drill is the top 10 movies in America from February 27th to March 1st, 2026. Start at number 10. We'll go to number 1. Pretty cool to see Avatar and some of these other movies out of the top 10, but number 10.
Number 10 is Zootopia, the movie with all the money in the world. 14 weeks out, another $1.5 million. Brings it to $426 million in the U.S. alone. Another $1.4 billion elsewhere, so it's nearly at $1.9 billion.
Yup.
And then at number 9, How to Make a Killing, $1.5 million for it in its second week out, only at $6.25 million so far.
Ha ha.
Yeah, at number
Glenn Powell.
8, dropping from number 5, fifth week out, Send Help. 2.8 million brought in by that one, bringing it up to 60 million here in the U.S. Another 27.5 elsewhere in the world. So I don't think that's bad for that movie, honestly.
No, it's really good for that movie.
Everything I've seen, they've been fairly happy with it. And then at number 7, I Can Only Imagine 2. In its second week out, 3.1 million, bringing it up to 13.3. At number 6, Crime 101, third week out.
The title of that movie.
Also an Amazon movie coming to Prime very soon, if it's not there already. 3.4 million for that one, bring it up to $30 million. Another 27 elsewhere, so just under 60 million so far. And then at number 5, climbing from the number 7 spot, because it gained quite a bit of theaters.
Yeah, bunch.
Movie you talked to us about last week, Epic, Elvis Presley in Concert. Second week out brought in $3.5 million, bringing it up to almost $8 million for concert footage. Another 6.7 elsewhere, so 14.5 so far for Elvis. And then opening at the number 4 spot, 21 Pilots, More Than We Ever Imagined, $4.3 million. At number 3, Wuthering Heights, $6.7 million in its third week, brings it to $72 million in the U.S. Another 120 globally.
Well over there.
So just over 190 million so far. At number 2, losing the top spot, Goat, $12 million in its third week, brings it to $74 million here in the U.S. Another 56.5 elsewhere across the globe, so it's at 130.5.
Pretty good.
I think the talking animals thing does well for CGI around the globe because they can put their own voices on it.
And it's easy to animate.
But I think the basketball content may not be the most appealing thing to broader international audiences.
Should have made it soccer.
Oh, yeah. But then at number 1, Scream 7, $63.6 million in its debut. Another 33 elsewhere, so it's almost crested 100 million
in a single weekend. So we'll probably get a freaking sequel to that. And I at this point, we don't need any more sequels. Like, I think 7's a good run. You know, 7's a good. I think with this one, it made so far like Scream as one of the most profitable franchises of all time. When you adjust for tickets sold, that it's still like number 6. But with just box office, the way that the things have happened, it's up there. So anyway, well, that is your top 10, and that's the show, guys. Yeah, we did it. We're out of time, and it's time to roll. So thanks for joining us, as you tend to do. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe wherever it is you like to like, follow, and subscribe. You can find all of our links, all of our stuff over on our link tree, thedriveinspeakerbox.com. You can download this podcast, just the audio version, wherever it is you download podcasts. Just search for the Drive-In Speaker Box podcast. Drive-In has a hyphen. Speaker Box is all one word. You are welcome for the show, dudes. Be well, take it easy, and yeah, maybe I'll see The Bride, and we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah,
so
sounds good.
Later.
See ya.
As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.